what's up guys, Cinema Minotaur here. Today I'm going to be talking about the item shop once again in Fortnite. I know people are probably getting sick and tired of me talking about the item shops, but honestly there's been a lot of things that have been more or less brought up when it comes to item shops once again, considering the fact that, well, in my previous video I called the item shops laughably bad. However, I've been noticing something when it comes to certain kinds of cosmetics, and that is collaborations, and I'm going to talk about that in this video here. But beforehand, what has been happening to the item shop ever since my previous video from last month in December? Well, from what I can tell, Epic is essentially doubling down on the decision when it comes to the item shops. Still very unorganized, barely any changes even happening. However, there has been some interesting updates when it comes to the item shop. Number one, they actually updated the purchase noise, which is really weird that they did that, even though the original one was perfectly fine. And it looks like they're bringing back some rare cosmetics that actually haven't been seen in a very long time. Like just recently, as of this video recording, they brought back Takara, and including like her pickaxe and glider. Her pickaxe and glider have not been seen since 2019, while the skin was just about to hit 1,000 days, which that's insane. But it does seem like when it comes to the original cosmetics, they're kind of listening to the community feedback, but not really. However, when it comes to the collaborations, which I'm talking about here in today's video, I've been noticing that they have been doing the exact same thing to how they've been treating their original cosmetics, and that is they are doing the exact same thing. They're forgetting cosmetics, they're forgetting bundles, not selling stuff in bundles, and it just feels very odd and also barely any change. I'm saying this because we are just once again getting some more Marvel cosmetics, and they brought back Scarlet Witch and Star-Lord. However, they did not sell them in their bundles, and they didn't even bring back their emotes, which that is a damn shame because Dance Off is such a phenomenal emote in my opinion that it's really weird that they're selling Star-Lord without the emote. And I'm guaranteeing you this is not the first time we're going to see this once again in the second wave of Marvel cosmetics, because when the first ones came out, they pulled the same stunt. Like when they brought back the Hulk skin, they didn't sell the bundle and they didn't bring back the emote. Same thing when it comes to like Rogue and Gambit, but they brought them back in their own bundle, but they forgot to sell their other bundle as well. So that was just really odd that they're going in this direction, and it just proves that the item shop design is just terrible. The only ones that haven't really been screwed over that much actually has to be some of the newer ones. Like for example, we just recently got the giant chicken from Family Guy, which is really funny to see, and you can buy all of his stuff separately, or you could buy it in a bundle. And heck, even if I want to mention this here, the Weeknd, who has been in the shop for over 50 days now, you can buy all of his stuff separately, or you can just buy it in the bundle, which I'll talk about the Weeknd in just a little bit here. But I do find it very odd that they're treating the Marvel cosmetics so weirdly. Like sometimes they sell them in bundles, other times they just don't sell them in bundles, or just don't bring back bundles or cosmetics from their sets at all, which it's just really odd that they're going in this direction here. And even at that, it's not even just like the older stuff either. We can actually look at updated stuff as well back last month, and that was actually with two skins that got updated with brand new stuff to their sets. Mr. Beast was one of them. They actually got a few new things, and guess what? They didn't even bring back the other set at all, which was the Mr. Beast 6000. That bundle never came back, and even his emote didn't come back. Same thing with John Wick. John Wick was a huge return to the item shop, and they really did him a little bit dirty. Not saying that what they did was bad with him, but more or less you couldn't buy like the simple sledge or like the wrap that he has separately. And not to mention, they brought back all the older stuff which were sold in the item shop besides Serana. I think that's how you say her name. It's the other skin from the John Wick set, which was just very odd. I don't know why they're going in this direction to where they're bringing back some cosmetics from different collaborations, but yet they bring back stuff for cosmetics that people don't really like seeing. Like for example, Rick and Morty. Rick and Morty has been so oversaturated in the item shop. It's gotten to the point now where people are tired of it. Literally, they brought it back 3 times last month, as I previously mentioned in my last video ranting about the item shop. And that was because they wouldn't leave. And that is what's happening with the Weeknd skin. More or less the Weeknd combat skin. You wanna know why a site like Fortnite.gg has this skin basically downvoted by so much? It has nothing to do, because here's the thing, people thought this was racist, and my theory is that it has nothing to do with racism, but more or less I think it actually has to do with the skin not leaving the shop. shop, because as I've just said, the skin has been in the shop for over 50 days, and if you look at the original one, there's more positives than negatives. It's really odd that this is the way that Epic's doing it. Like, people are getting sick and tired of the weekend in the item shop. He's gonna, like, if you do not count packs, he is the longest running item shop skin in Fortnite history. Like, that is crazy to me. Like, people don't like this when it comes to collabs staying in for a long time. Even if you're talking about the newer ones, there are older ones that got bad reputations that realistically just got a lot of backlash because they didn't leave the shop. Two of them which honestly come to mind to me was the Flash skin and Snake Eyes. Now, if I actually recall correctly here, the Flash basically almost never left the item shop for quite a long time. I remember the first time he came out was in February, and then he didn't leave until like the beginning of March, but then he came back another time, and I'm not kidding when I say this. He came back at the end of May of 2021 and didn't even leave until almost the end of June. That is just absolutely insane, and that's in the same year as well, which that is just embarrassing. And that skin got a bunch of backlash, considering the fact that while it wasn't a bad skin by any means, it was because it never left the item shop. But obviously, I mentioned Snake Eyes, he was done much worse. Sure, Snake Eyes hasn't been seen in a little over 900 days, which is pretty crazy to think, but almost every time he came back to the item shop, he never left. Like, I remember he stayed in March and didn't even leave until like the beginning of April, and then it happened again at the end of July and didn't even leave until like the middle of August of 2021, which was the last time we ever saw him. That skin gets a bunch of backlash because of that reasoning too, as I've just said when it comes to the Flash, and that is exactly what's happening with the Weekend and even with Rick and Morty, because a lot of these collabs that they keep bringing back are stuff that people really don't want to see as much anymore. Like, people are really wanting to see a lot of collabs come back to the item shop because they want the item shop to be a lot better, and also just to spice things up a bit, because like I'm seeing a lot of hype for like the arcane skins. Like, those skins haven't been seen in almost 2 years now, and a lot of people are really wanting those to come back. Same thing with the Naruto skins. Like, the Naruto skins not being seen over a year is really shocking to me. And even things like Street Fighter, they haven't been seen in a long time either, which is also very strange. And obviously the two big red herrings when it comes to collabs people really want to see, Kratos' set and Travis Scott's set. Now, I'm not saying for them to, make the item shops better, they should bring these back. No, I'm not saying that at all. More or less, try to actually make the item shops better by maybe bringing some stuff back. Not everything. I'm not saying for them just to sell Travis Scott all out in the item shop, or even bring back Kratos' set, or even some of the collabs I just even mentioned in this video. That's not what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say here is the way that collabs are being handled inside of Fortnite right now, especially when it comes to the returning collabs, stuff that hasn't been seen in a long time, or even stuff that comes back pretty much every freaking week like Rick and Morty. It's really odd that this is the way that they're going, as they have such a huge catalog of other collabs that they can just bring back to the item shop. It's really odd that the way that they're handling the collabs is almost as bad as they're handling the original cosmetics. Barely any change in forgetting cosmetics. Like, it's crazy. And not bringing back a lot of stuff that people really want to see. Like, a lot more hype has come up for other skins, as I've just mentioned here, like Arcane, the Street Fighter collab, Naruto, because those are collabs a lot of people really love. But yet, seeing like the same stuff come back over and over and over again is really weird. And them just forgetting cosmetics and barely changing out skins like the Weekend is absolutely embarrassing. Epic, can you please try to spice up the item shop a lot more? You guys are doing a pretty decent job of trying to actually spice it up more when it comes to returning cosmetics and some of the newer cosmetics, especially some of the new collabs that have released into the item shop. But please make these item shops better, because they aren't getting better, they're getting worse still. But ladies and gentlemen, that's it for today's video. I really hope you all enjoyed it. If you did happen to enjoy this video, consider subscribing to the channel. Don't forget to check out my Twitter, aka my X account. Soul Souls are all on screen. Thank you all so much for watching. I love every single one of you. Remember, everyone, it's always good to take chances.